okay to take 5 years in college. It's okay to take 6 years in college. I had friends take 6 years. I took 4. You know, there's no right or wrong way to get to where you want to go. My sisters are all, I'm lucky enough to have a dad who loves his job more than anything in the world. And so when we were growing up, he always wanted us to be productive members of society and have a job and everything, but find something that we truly love doing, because you're going to be at work more than you're going to be at home. It's just the way that it is. So find something you are truly passionate about, that you love doing, that makes you feel good, and that you want to wake up and do every single day. Because if you don't, I've had jobs that I did not like, which you're going to, getting to where you want to go. But when you're looking for a career, find something that you truly want to do, because you're going to be miserable in your job if you hate it every day, and then when you come home, you have to get up and go do it again. So find something you love. If there's not something you're super passionate about right now, that's okay. There wasn't anything that I was super passionate about at 18 either. So just remember that graduating, when people are asking you, and it'll get worse, when you get to be a senior in college, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's okay to not have an answer. I hated it. I hated not having an answer. I moved back home. It took me a while to kind of get where I felt comfortable, answering that question, because I didn't know. I didn't know what I was going to do. But it's okay to not have an answer right now. You're still young. I know you feel like you're grown as a senior in high school. But I'm 29 years old, and when somebody comes to my front door looking for the adult in the house, I still go look for my husband, because I do not feel like an adult at all. So just remember that, and support your friends, and if they're going exactly where they want to go, that's awesome. But that's okay if you're not. It's okay if you work a job for 10 years. It's okay if you go to the military to pay for your college. It's okay if you just do the military and never go to college. Everybody's going to have a different path to where they're going. But my advice would be, find something you truly love, you want to get up the next day and do, if you want to be truly, truly happy. Because if you're stuck in a job that you really just don't like, just want better for yourself, everybody's going to have jobs they don't like, but just find some way, get a path to get out of that. So anyways, that's kind of my story. I'm happy to answer questions about hairdressing, of course. Everybody pretty much knows what a hairdresser does. I color, cut, style hair every day. But any other questions? If you have questions about the military, I will answer with my limited knowledge. I'm happy to give y'all my phone number. If you truly do have questions, I can let you talk to my husband. Try to get him up here, but he is a little bit shy. And he has my son to Chuck E. Cheese right now, so they're
Don't
there.
go back.
Yeah. So I will be driving around until they leave Chuck E. Cheese, because I always tell them it's closed. That place is, yikes. So anyways, yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions y'all have about anything. Yes.
Is your shop in Longview or? Yeah.
I'm in Longview. So I grew up in Longview, went to LISD all my life, moved back to Longview, my husband same way. My shop it's on Methvin. Used to be a gas station. They've remodeled it to be a salon. There's about 6 of us there. It's called Salon Phoenix. And I love it. I just booth rent. But there's also other options. So say I graduated and I didn't want to booth rent. You can go work somewhere that they'll pay you salary. So you get salary and then commission off of what you've done. But part of your commission goes, to the salon. But then you have a for sure income. Like, I know every month I'm gonna make this. I was lucky enough to where I didn't need that with my husband's job right now. And growing up in Longview, I knew I would have some clientele, but it's hard, starting out. The hardest part to me is just building that clientele up. But you can find jobs where you can go have a for sure income, they take walk-ins, so if you don't have anybody coming to you, which is fine, totally normal, they'll do, they'll send you all the walk-ins, and that's how you kind of get your clientele. Yes.
You ever deal with difficult clients?
Yes. Not as much outside of school, because a lot of the people I know, but yes, in school. So in school, you're in the classroom for the first, I can't remember, 5 months or something. Then they put you on the floor, which at Kilgore, I did not know this. I knew Kilgore had a cosmetology school, but I never dreamed that's what I would be doing. So I never really looked into it. But at the Kilgore Longview campus, they have a whole salon set up. So after those, what was it? 5 months, I think. They put you take classes in the morning, and then in the afternoon, you're on the floor, is what it's called. So you don't get to pick your clients or anything. They have somebody at the front desk doing all the books. So yes, I have had difficult clients. Luckily at school, there's teachers there that will always have your back. So if something happens, it's kind of more on them than you, because you're asking them how to do things, and they'll kind of guide you in how you need to do it. So if somebody's upset, I would personally go tell a teacher because I did not feel like I could. I didn't know the clients that well. Now if I did, of course I would offer to redo it, give their money back, refer them somewhere else if that's what needed to happen. I haven't had that thus far, thank goodness. But if I did, I'm working in customer service, so I have to, they're always right, whether they really are or not. But
tell us about, we've talked about personal connections and how important those are. Tell us how that has helped you with your job.
So like I said, I grew up in Longview. It truly is all about who you know. If I was going to Austin to do hair, I would have a really hard time building my clients because I don't know anybody there. There's a million you drive around, there's a salon after salon after salon, even in Longview. In the big cities, it's even worse. And people get loyal to their hairstylist, which I'm loyal to mine, so I guess I get it. But that sounds crazy. And so if you don't have those connections with people, it's going to be really hard to build up, your clientele. And my dad works with all women, so that was lucky. I can promote myself in his office. Social media is huge. I know I was just, I'm really bashing it, but telling you not to compare yourself. But when you do have a job that's, customer service, or that you're trying to kind of build on yourself, social media is a big deal. People get on social media to see reviews. People get on social media to ask for advice. They get on there to see who your friends use. And so if I'm going to do somebody's hair, I'm going to post a picture of it if I feel like, if I'm not getting clients that week or something. So that's really big. Use that. Also remember that when you have social media in high school, employers will look at that. So I was in a sorority in college. When we went off, they were like, block your profiles. Like if you have anything that you don't want them to see, they will look at that. I know college look at that now. Everybody's going to go to your social media.
Yeah, that was the first thing I would do when I would interview teachers too.
Yes.
Is go on their Facebook and start looking. And
so don't post anything. www is the World Wide Web. Like, it doesn't matter if you've deleted it, it's out there. Somebody screenshotted it. Probably me. I screenshot everything. So don't post anything that you don't want employers to see. I know right now it's hard to remember because you're in high school. I was lucky enough that it wasn't that big of a deal when I was in high school, but even college, don't post anything you don't want people to see, but also use it. Use it for connections. When you're, when I was going to college, we could get on there and find sites where, the place I was going to live would have a group. So then people that were going to live there were in that group, so I could meet people that way. So use it for your advantage, but also remember, do not post anything that you don't want out there forever, because because people like me screenshot everything. So, yes.
So if you wanted to, would you go back to being a kids position?
That's a hard question for me. That's hard. I love both jobs. I really, really do. If I could go back, would I be a child life specialist? I keep my license up because you never know if we're gonna move or anything like that. And like I said, it's hard as a hairdresser. If I move to a town where I don't know anybody, it's hard for me to build clients again. And if we're moving around, if my husband ever does decide to go active duty again, we would be moving around. So it's easier for me to get a job as a child life specialist because I don't have to build myself up, client-wise. But that's a hard question. I generally love both jobs. The child life, they're two completely different things. I love about hairdressing that I can make my own schedule. It's nice with kids now. I can take off as long as I want after I have this baby. So that's nice. I couldn't do that with child life because you're, an employee of the hospital or wherever you're working. They're now having them in the court system. They have them in military bases. They kind of have them everywhere now. But when I was going through it was just hospitals, which is where I wanted to work. So that's hard. There's things that I love about both of them. I'm truly passionate about both. I love being around adults all day and doing hair and making people feel pretty, and who doesn't want to do that, right? Like, who doesn't want to make people feel good? But I also loved helping the kids. I mean, they're both very fulfilling jobs. That's kind of what I looked for when I was getting a job. People love office jobs. There's people that want to sit in an office and do office work, and that's great, but that's not me. I wanted something that was going to be really fulfilling for me, that I was going to wake up and feel like I was really doing something for somebody else. But it just depends on where I live, really. In Longview, I'm going to do the hairdressing, but if we ever move to a big city, I can't say that I wouldn't go back to being a child life specialist because I really, really love that. So that's hard. That's a hard question.